is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, switch to his right, gets to the 20. He's on the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He dies. Touchdown, 49ers.
Seven on the Ravens' 27-yard line. 49ers into the backfield. Smith on third down. He'll take it himself for a first down. Alex Smith is in. Touchdown.
His left hip. Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown! Touchdown, 49! But it's second down, Ryan takes the snap, goes to slant to the left side. It's Russell, intercepted! The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption! Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown! No greater redemption!
Kaepernick shoots it. Hold everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game. Touchdown.
Oh, yeah. We are back again. What is going on, Faithfuls? Brian, what's going on, man?
Hey, another good day. They let me know that it's still winter outside today, so we got a
Not
little
here,
bit
bro. It was like 70 degrees here, but which is nice for us right now, obviously getting into that warm weather. But, guys, it is officially mock draft season. As you know, here at NBN, we are bringing it to you like we always do. Fan mocks, team mocks, podcast host mocks, whatever mocks you want, we're going to be bringing it to you guys. So if you guys are interested in getting in to do your mock, hit me up on Twitter, 49er Faithful 365 right down there at the corner. You see it. I'm joined tonight by my guy, Brian, as always. And Brian is going to go into a full first-round mock draft tonight, every team. And then we're going to jump over after that, and we're going to do a 7-round mock with just the 49ers. So, Brian, man, what are you thinking tonight, man?
So, yeah, we can roll with however you would like to do it with format-wise, but, it's been a good day. I kind of went back and forth over some picks that I was looking at and just kind of rolled with team needs based off of a couple of different websites and just kind of where they fit. Some of them will be a little bit of a stretch. Some people will fall, but, that's what happens on draft day, too, is you see people we didn't think would fall and people that we thought would be second rounders jump into the first round for some reason. So it should be fun. But I can start off with the 30, doing my the 32 team draft if you want. And then we can talk about 49er team needs and then go into the other side of it.
Yeah, before we jump into this trade also, there is some 49ers news that hit today with Ronald Blair visiting and obviously taking a physical. And it seems that the 49ers are going to bring him back. If he passes that physical. Obviously he went out with an ACL injury last year. Didn't look to be too well in this offseason. 2 months ago or so, it didn't look to be moving too well. So that'll be interesting to see what the Niners do if he passes this physical. But I would look for them to sign him if he passes the physical. What are your thoughts on that with Ronald Blair?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the set case that we heard about today, that they had planned or he plans to re-sign. They're just waiting on the medical side of it to clear, and then he'll be brought in, and that'll put us at like 83, I think, or 82. Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I'm a big Ronald Blair fan. It was really surprising that he didn't go to the New York Jets. Because Robert Saleh always praised how good and how much he loved Ronald Blair. So it was pretty interesting. But look, I'll take him. I like Ronald Blair. I think he's a great, guy to fill in, take those snaps away and things like that. So I see a lot of people asking where Mike is. I have no clue. Just so you guys know, I have no idea. So you can keep asking. I have no idea what to tell you. So, but anyway, Brian, man, we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna go here. But I'm gonna go live screen right here, like that, so nobody can see us actually, and I'm not gonna be able to see the comments either. So if you see any contributions, let me know.
Okay.
But here we go. So it looks like we're gonna do all teams.
Well,
right?
we don't. I mean, I can just talk through it if you want. Not use this for the 32. That way, it'll be probably faster. But
What's that?
so for the 32 team, I can just roll through the names if you want, or we can use this. It doesn't matter. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's try to use this. I mean, it'll get
all one round.
Yeah, it'll go pretty fast. We're picking, so
right.
If your guys are there, let's pick them. All right.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and start this. All right. So Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock with number 1.
They're taking Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
All right. New York Jets.
I'm just going to go with what the status quo is for right now and give them Wilson.
Wilson.
Right. And for us, we're going to take Fields.
Justin Fields up in the house.
And then I'll kind of discuss things a little bit. The only reason I thought about doing this, first of all, was because then people could understand my thought process for going into the 7-round mock for the 49ers specifically on why players might not be available at 43 for us.
Right.
But so Atlanta, according to the mixed websites that I looked at, their biggest need is defensive end, a defensive tackle, linebacker, guard. So I went ahead and I had them reach a little bit for pay, and I brought him in here out of Michigan.
All right. So
he's probably going to be down the board a little bit.
Who was it?
Pay. Quiddy right there. 23.
Right there. Quiddy Pay.
Yep.
All right. Cincinnati Bengals.
Going to the Bengals. I think that they are going to stay true to what they initially, before all the offseason happened. They need to get somebody in there at left tackle. So I'm going to put Sewell there.
Penei Sewell.
Right. Now the Dolphins, I think that, we did that trade with them, and obviously they traded with the Eagles to get back to 6 because they have something they're trying to build there. When I went and looked at their needs, guard, is their primary need, but there's not really a guard at this point in the draft. So their next 2 needs are wide receiver and safety. So I went ahead and give them Chase right here.
Jamar Chase. All right.
Detroit, had them reach a little bit. I think that with the trade for Goff, I don't think there's going to be a push from Detroit for quarterback. So I gave them a cornerback and had them take Surtain right here.
Ooh, Patrick Surtain going to Detroit.
And then Carolina. So their biggest need is actually cornerback. After their trade and getting Darnold, I'm sure that they could probably still take a quarterback, but for this draft purposes, I had them take Farley. Yeah, and then there he is.
Farley, there he is.
Yeah, I think he's falling on this big board just because of his surgery.
He's had 2 back surgeries, so.
Right. And then Denver, this is where I see Lance going. I think that they like Locke, but I don't think that they're locked into him. So I think that this would be a good spot for them to pick up a quarterback that they could have room to grow. He's got an unknown ceiling, unknown floor. It's a good gamble, better than when they did Paxton a couple of years ago. I think this is a better route, and that could help them. And it may just push Locke. I'm not sure.
And who was it?
Oh, Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. All righty. Dallas Cowboys.
So when I went and looked at what their needs are, their number 1 need is actually a tackle, according to Walter Football and CBS Sports, I think. So I went ahead and I gave them Slater here.
Slater.
And the work. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Number 8, 9. Yeah. That helps solidify that line for them.
All right, New York Giants.
The Giants, they're actually set up fairly well to go BPA. So this is where I have Pitts fall to. I think between, getting a healthy Barkley back and then Pitts, I think that's a great tandem for those guys to have.
As long as Pitts does not end up in the NFC West, I'll be happy.
I get you there. Unless well, it's not possible, but unless he fell to us in 43, which isn't going to happen.
No, I just hope he stays.
I don't want to see our guys have to face him.
Arizona, Seattle, man, stay away from those two.
Right. So then the Eagles, they traded back. They picked up a first round. I don't know if it's ours or Miami's first round, but they picked up that first round by trading back. And I think that this is where they go. They don't necessarily need him as their primary choice, but I like the fit for D. Smith here, wide receiver out of Alabama.
Yep.
And
that's
then,
actually a good pickup.
I think that Herbert will continue. They had said that they wanted to find a left tackle for him, and having the two big ones off the board right off the bat leaves them a little wanting. So I still had them take a left tackle with Darisaw out of Virginia Tech. I think that'll be a good fit for him there. Kind of help out the Chargers a little bit.
All right, and the Minnesota Vikings.
This one was a little strange for me, but they needed a left tackle, and obviously at this point I feel like it's a super stretch for Vera Tucker out of USC, so I went with linebacker here, and this is where Parsons falls stops.
All right, and who did
Parsons? Micah Parsons. 15.
Oh, Micah Parsons, yeah. Couldn't hear who you said there, sorry.
Right. And then Bill gets his guy, Mac Jones.
Really? Mac Jones. I'm hoping the Niners trade Jimmy Garoppolo for the number 15 pick.
That would be amazing, but I don't know. We'll see.
I can't believe Jalen Waddle's still on the board.
Right. Well, he's going to fall a little further. So then we go to Arizona, and they need a guard, but again, picking this high in the draft is not really good for what I would consider the guard group this year. So I actually took their secondary need, which was cornerback, and they pull up Horn. J.C.
Horn. I would hate to see that too.
I would hate to see it too, but I have a feeling they're going to end up with one of the three top corners. And then the Raiders, this is where I have them, even though they have a fairly decent wide receiver core, this is where I think after last year and what Gruden did, I don't see them not taking another wide receiver. So Waddle is here.
Waddle to the Raiders. And here comes you only have one wide receiver. Come on.
Yep. And then what do we got? Oh, Miami's next. And so they got or they addressed their wide receiver earlier in the draft. So now they're still looking at O-line that they needed to get. And I think this is a good spot for Vera Tucker to come in.
All right. Washington football team.
Well, this is going to get ugly because, they got Chase right. What's his name? Yeah. On the one end. So I'm going to put Ojulari on the other side.
He's a guard too, right?
No. Defense.
Oh, defense.
Aziz.
Yeah, there he is.
Yep.
Edge. Whew. They already got a stacked line too.
No, it just seemed like a really good fit for them. But let's see. Chicago, they're number one. I mean, they're almost set up for also best player available, but they do still have a vacancy there at safety. So this is where I have I don't want to butcher his name, but I think it's Moring. He's out of TCU, safety out of TCU.
Right there. Trayvon Moring.
And we're going to move to Indiana. And their big need right now is another defensive end. So Penn State, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Oweh. O-W-E-H.
Yeah. O-W-E-H.
Yep, 32.
There's Jason right there. Tennessee
No.
Titans.
They said it's Mayrig. Okay. Mayrig.
That's
All
how
right,
they
so-
say it, Mayrig.
Yep. And then Tennessee, their big need, according to the websites, are edge. So this is where I got Rousseau going. He slid down the board a little bit, but I think this is a good fit for him too. So, yeah.
Quincy?
No.
Who'd you
Rousseau
say?
out of Michigan.
Oh, out of Michigan. I couldn't hear you.
Right there, 34.
Very good.
Gregory.
There it
Yep.
is.
See, this board has got a lot of these guys a lot lower than what I've seen them. So I don't know if it's been updated or. So now we're around to. So this one was kind of strange because the Jets are getting their second pick here, and just because of the team that they're coming from with their offensive coordinator and their new head coach, they need a cornerback here. But I think this is where Najee Harris is going to land.
Interesting.
And so since they steal that from Pittsburgh, that's where I see ETN going, is Pittsburgh.
Travis?
Yep.
To Pittsburgh.
And then we roll on.
Jaguars.
Yeah, Jacksonville already, they need a quarterback. They got to address that, obviously. They need some edge depth, and then they're pretty much at BPA. So I went with receiver out of Purdue, Mr. Moore.
Elijah Moore.
No, Rondell Moore.
Oh, Rondell?
Mm-hmm.
There he is, Purdue. Cleveland Browns.
All right. So this is the one that's going to be a good fit there too, probably. Their number one need is wide receiver. They're going to get Tony out of Florida. Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Kadarius?
Yep.
All right, Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Now, you know they're probably going to go after receiver this year also because they were trying to get Juju.
Right. They were, but I didn't take them that way because according to the needs of the teams that I've seen out there, I went with O-line, guy out of OK State, which I haven't seen, and I don't know where he is at on this board, but I went with Jenkins. But it doesn't have to be. It can be the top, whoever the top tackle is on this board. It can be because I don't have any more tackles coming off in the first round. So give him Cosme. Oh, Jenkins was the next one. Oh, well,
Yep.
Whatever.
I was going to pick him, but you said give him Cosme, so I did.
That's cool. It's cool. The New Orleans. So their number one need is wide receiver, according to the sites, but their secondary need is cornerback. So I went with Campbell out of Georgia.
Tyson Campbell.
Yep.
Green Bay Packers.
Packers. And this is where I like this fit too. Wallace out of OK State, wide receiver.
Tylan Wallace.
Yep.
All right, Buffalo Bills.
So this is one of their few needs. Actually, they're set up fairly well to go BPA 2, but they do need an edge, or at least that's what they're saying. So Basham comes in here from Wake Forest, defensive end. Right there, 50. Jesus.
Basham Jr., right?
Yep.
Kansas City.
And so they needed a tackle, linebacker, and edge. And I went with Owusu out of Notre Dame. They might have him listed as a linebacker. I'm not sure.
Yeah. There he is. Jeremiah, right?
16. Yep.
Defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Their number one need, according to what I've read, is a cornerback. And so this is where Asante Samuel goes as the final pick of the first round.
That's weird.
You got one. Oh, you have to click on each one. Oh, full results down at the bottom.
Full results. There it is. All right. Looks like you got Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, New York Jets, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, 3. To the Niners, Kwity Paye. To Atlanta Falcons, Penei Sewell. To the Bengals, Jamar Chase. To Dolphins, Patrick Surtain. To the Lions, Caleb Farley. To Carolina. I think he falls a lot further than that because of his stuff. But Trey Lance, 9. The Broncos. Can they mess up their quarterback picks again? 10, Dallas Cowboys, Rashawn Slater. New York Giants, Kyle Pitts. I think he goes like 4 or 6, somewhere in there. Devontae Smith to the Eagles, Christian Darrisaw to the Chargers, Micah Parsons to the Minnesota Vikings, Mac Jones to the New England Patriots, J.C. Horn to the Arizona Cardinals, Jalen Waddle to the Oakland Raiders, Elijah Vera Tucker to the Miami Dolphins, Azeez Ojulari to the Washington Football Team, Trayvon Mayrig to the Bears, Jason Owa to the Colts, Gregory Rousseau to Titans, Najee Harris to the Jets, Travis Etienne to the Steelers, Rondell Moore to the Jaguars, Kadarius Toney to the Browns, Samuel Cosmi to the Ravens, Tyson Campbell to the Saints, Tylan Wallace to the Green Bay Packers, Carlos Belsham Jr. to the Bills, Jeremiah Awasu Karama, can never say his name, right, to Kansas City Chiefs, and Asante Samuel Jr. to number 32nd pick to Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah,
it was just fun to mess around with. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I'm not trying to say that I'm predicting the future, so it's all in good fun for me.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is you did a full draft now. Now we'll switch over and we'll get into just the Niners, full 7-round mock. And I can see the comments now. And I got to pull this up. Nick, your take on Trey was very poor. Did you actually watch the film? Yeah, I actually did watch the film. So he's not ready to take over an NFL team right now. He said Trey is a more polished pocket passer than Justin Fields. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's your opinion, bud. Appreciate you watching though. Wallace, Teron Lewis says Wallace on the Packers would be nasty though. I just needed to touch base on that. But anyway, let's go back to this. Let's see. Let's start a new sim. We are going to do 7 rounds. Fast. We're going to do the NFC West, 49ers, and let's draft. Here we go.
So I'll preface this with kind of my thought process as far as what I think our team needs are. While initially I didn't think that quarterback was our primary need this season, obviously the team thinks otherwise. So number 1 will be quarterback. But my number 1 after that's going to be corner. Then I think that we need to add some depth there. It's not that I don't like Mosley. I just feel like we need more competition there to keep everybody being as best as they can be. And then currently not knowing the status of Ford, I think the defensive end position, even if we do add Ronnie Blair, still an area of concern. After that, it's guard for me. And I like Brunskill. He's a good fit. Obviously, he was in the Super Bowl lineup when we went. But I think that they can get better at that position. And if they don't plan to keep Tomlinson for an extended period of time, that's going to be the next kind of part of the line we're going to need to bolster. And then Will linebacker, I think they need more competition there. And then both safety positions, because I don't know what the future holds for Ward or Tart, but we're definitely going to need some more players to at least add competition. I know that right now we got a nice B squad going on in there, but I think that it wouldn't hurt if we drafted there too. And then, us being a running team that we've seen over the last couple of years, it's not going to hurt to bolster the running back room. And then wide receiver, I think, is our last before you start getting into stuff that's just superlative. So,
right. All right.
We're not going to do any trading.
All right. Well, if you're taking Mac Jones, I'd definitely take this trade.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm not taking Mac Jones.
Oh,
Yep, that's a whole lot of stuff, but no. So give me Fields here. So I guess I could talk about that too a little bit. My thought process of why I will take Fields.
go ahead.
Pulling it up right now. So first off, I think the coaching staff is kind of intrigued by Rosen. So I think he's going to be here for a little while. I think with the signing of Sudfeld, Josh Johnson's going to be pretty much gone unless Jimmy G gets traded. Then I can see Josh staying for a camp body. Obviously, Sudfeld with his connections with Scangarello, that probably some sort of, whether it's communication or work ethic or whatever he's bringing in to help translate what he wants. But right now, as far as we know, until the draft goes and we learn more information, Jimmy G is the starter until we get, whatever the team decides to do with 3 and whomever they pick at 3. So I still think it's possible for a day one trade. I think that there may be a team out there that wants to get Jimmy G. But out of the draftees, I like Fields. I think he's potentially the best overall quarterback in this draft. I have said previously on the show that that Lawrence has the possibility to end up being not a bust, but just not live up to the expectations that the NFL is putting out there for him. I wasn't overly confident in his abilities when he was put under pressure there. I know he's won a championship before, but that last go around this last season just didn't do it for me as far as keeping it. It seemed like there was kind of a drop off in his performance, and I don't know if that has to do with the cast that surrounded him or what. Because I'm not a huge.
It was COVID, bro. It was COVID.
Sure, we'll blame everything on COVID.
It was all COVID.
Right. Wilson, if for some reason I had to, if say Fields goes 2 and we have to look at that, then Wilson, he's a little smaller than I'd like to see. And I've read a lot of articles that talk about potentially there's some work ethic issues or some entitlement issues. I know he comes from at least his uncle's got money. I don't know about his family, his direct line. His uncle started like JetBlue or something, one of those airlines. So I don't know if that's true or not as far as his entitlement, but that kind of gives me some character flaw. Jones feels like a product of his environment. We've talked about that on the show before. He was surrounded by some of the best weapons at the collegiate level. He had the best offensive line. So I kind of see that, if he played for a team like Tennessee or Georgia, we wouldn't be having a discussion about Mac Jones at all. I don't think. I don't see him being the piece that makes this team better.
Right.
And, I have some concerns. I brought it up the other night on the show too. I have some concerns about his commitment. I'm not going to body shame him. If that's how he wants to present himself and he feels comfortable and can play that way, great. But when you're a professional athlete, I feel like that you should look the part. And right now I don't feel like he does. So I don't know if he's taking it seriously. I have concerns about that. And obviously I've never talked to the guy personally, so I can't, make my own, a firsthand impression from him. I can only go off of what the writers and what we see on, the footage. And, and obviously he has a vibe of Johnny Manziel to me, to be honest. I feel like he could get overdrafted and then not make it in the league. So we went with Fields and now we're at 43. So what do we have? We're not taking any trades. I kind of laid it out there that my number one priority at this juncture is cornerback. So can you show me what's available there? And I do like Stokes. Okay, so that's Stokes at cornerback, and go back to the all so I can see what the best available. I like Wyatt too, but it's not my. Yeah, I'm going to take Stokes.
Eric Stokes, cornerback out of Georgia. We're going to be coming up again here in a few seconds.
All right, so we went corner. We got our quarterback. So either we're looking offensive line or edge or even potentially another corner, but I feel like we're reaching at this juncture for corner. So, well, because St. Juice is further down the line. All right, so let's see what we got at the edge position.
Edge. All righty, there we go.
I can get him later. Okay. And then go to all. Let's just see where we're at here. Damn.
Is there somebody you're thinking? And
no, I mean, I'm just kind of seeing what the best overall. Like, I like Tylan Wallace there. All right. And what was sorry, go back to the edge position again. How far down the board was that?
114.
Yeah. Yeah, let's take Rashad there out of Oregon State.
All right, Rashad Jr. On the clock again, 117.
All right, back to all.
Back to all.
Scroll down a little bit. And what's our next pick's at like not 155. Yeah,
155.
All right, so we can look at it a little bit further here. Let's go scroll down like 10 or 12 picks and see what we got here. Because I wouldn't be hesitant to also bring in another cornerback at this point either. Because following this pick, I also want to, look at potential special teams. All right, roll back up. Let's look at just pull up the wide receivers.
Offense, wide receivers.
Woo. Shy.
It's my guy right there.
Which one? Schwartz?
Shi Smith.
Oh, Shy. I was like, okay. All right, go back to all because I'm not sold on any of these guys. I wouldn't put it past them to pull Adebo from Stanford just because of the Stanford connection, but I personally don't like that fit.
Who's that?
Cornerback out of Stanford.
Oh, the corner?
Yeah. That's too far down. I think he's going to be there. All right. No, I'm not going to go corner because I think out of those, I think that I can get at 155, we can get St. Juiced. And I like his game. So what do we have for linebackers? I still want to see. The problem is I don't know who's inside and outside. I know I talked about Snowden the other day, but Tony blasted me on that. So,
Surratt.
Yeah, we talked about him too. But is he an outside guy or inside guy? Do you know? Can you pull up his clipboard? Does it say anything on his clipboard? Breaks down from the action and gets it pushed up. What's the analysis say? Further. Okay. Yeah. All right. Go back to all. Sorry. This is the area of the draft that it's so gray in this section.
You don't need to apologize. This is your draft, bud.
Yeah, go ahead and roll down. But yeah, but I don't want to feel like I'm wasting your time either, like sitting here going through this stuff. I mean, I had a thought process, but there was the ones that I was hoping would be there have fallen down or got picked up earlier. And I heard, yeah, that's not good. Okay. Keith Taylor balled out. Maybe I won't take St. Juice. I'll take Keith Taylor early.
Taking Keith Taylor here.
Yep.
All right. 155. Here we come.
Oh dear God. Yeah, reject that. I'm not going to do any trades just to make it easier. Oh, let's get Diablo.
Virginia Tech safety.
Yep. Okay, so I got a safety. I got 2 corners, edge.
You got a quarterback, a
Yep.
corner, 2 corners, an edge, and a safety.
Yep. So this is where I'm going to start probably looking at tight end or offensive line.
Inside or outside line?
Inside. So guard center.
Here's your offensive guards.
Yeah, that's too much of a reach on guards. What do our centers look like? Oof. All right, go to best overall.
That's the top right there.
Yeah. All right, scroll down to like into the 80s, the 180s, excuse me. Did I didn't take a wide receiver yet, or did I?
Nope.
No.
You have no offense but a quarterback right now.
Yeah. But we don't have that far till our next pick either. So, damn. I don't want to over pick or reach for anybody either. So, I'm going to go ahead and take Daz Newsome here. Not my favorite wide receiver, but just out of where we're at. Trevor Grimes is right there too, but damn it.
Here, I'll show you what receivers are left.
Yeah, I like Darby too, but that's yeah. Let's just go ahead and take Grimes here then. I want that red zone target. Now
Up on the board.
Okay, so now all. So what do we got? 3 picks left?
We have 3, 180, 194, and 230.
All right, so now let's look at the interior line again.
That's the top.
No, sorry, center.
Center. Okay. You said interior. That's guard
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Let's go with Morrissey here. I think he would be a good fit to learn from Alex Mack, excuse me.
Mac Jones. You got Jones on your head. All right.
We've been talking about him so much. I'm over it.
Yeah. Where are we going here?
Go back to all, because we're at the point now where I can start looking at just BPA. My guy right there, Jacoby Stevens. I think that he would be a great fit in the will linebacker position.
Jacoby Stevens?
Yeah, kind of do like a Flanagan Fowles with him, or Foles, where he moves down in there into that spot. Put some more competition in that linebacker area. And last but not least,
Last but not least.
Okay, so we've seen it happen before. Let's look at the quarterback room. I don't know if Franks is still there, but if he is, I'm going to take him. If not, then we'll find somebody else.
Say that again.
Go to the quarterback.
Quarter or corner?
Quarter. QB. Nope, he's gone. Okay. Go back to all. No. All right, go down to the 240s. Okay, I see one guy there. Keep going. Oh, he fell all the way down there. I'm going to take Gray right here. I need to get more tight end. Yep.
Noah Gray it is. All right, so let's see here. Number 3, Justin Fields. Pick 43, Eric Stokes, cornerback out of Georgia. 102, Rashad Jr., edge out of Oregon State. 117, Keith Taylor, cornerback out of Washington. 155, Devine Diablo, at safety out of Virginia Tech. Trayvon Grimes, wide receiver out of Florida at 172. Jimmy Morrissey, offensive center out of Pittsburgh at 180. Jacoby Stevens, safety out of LSU, 194. Tight end Noah Gray out of Duke at 230. Guys, give us some grades in the comment sections.
F, because everybody's got their own opinion.
Yeah, no, I just want to see. This is what I always do. I want to hear grades. I'm going to stop my screen share here. I want to see what you guys got to say, man. I want to hear what you guys think about Brian's draft, his total draft as well for first round, all 32 teams. So I'm going to put these up here. We got Timo Effin, B+, DJ Malone, A, Carlos Marins Jr., B+, Roy with a B, Tony Two-Tone, not bad, B, Michael Morales gives you some thumbs up. Our guy, Callie, I cannot wait to get him on here to draft if he shows up.
Miss Debbie's like, save it now, save my draft. Do not do whatever it was we did the other night.
No, yeah. Roy Boy says a B. Vader Joe says a B. RM says a C+. Melissa says B to B+. I really want a center and some help. We got a center in there. Hunter Lee says A+++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++ All 32 was like a C+. Taron Lewis. Oh, at Taron Lewis. That's what I'm saying. We have to go wide receiver early. Zoe81 says A because he picks Fields. Season Strip said C. 710 Perez, B minus, C plus. Larry Edwards says a B. Fields pick was A plus. Ray Jr. will say F. The Fields pick saved his score. But no, I mean, you got more A's and B's in there than anything. So, not bad. Not bad. I do like it. Let me pull it up again here real quick.
I mean, obviously, you can only do so much with a simulator, right? Because you never know what's going to be available. But
yeah,
some of the ones that I like to pick were there. Some of them I had to, kind of think about because the guys I normally would take around that area weren't available.
What was the thing that he said?
He who?
Huh?
He who?
To do the print.
Oh, you're on Mac, so it's Command. Well, wasn't it supposed to be F4 and he told you R or something like that? Or
Command Shift 4.
Right. He said R first, and you did that, and then it screwed everything up.
Yeah. All right, I got to take a couple screenshots here because.
Now, if I got my ultimate wish, let me just put that out there. If I got my ultimate wish, and I know that people will say it's too high, but we take Fields, and if somehow the Patriots trade us 15, then we take 15, great. We can trade back probably. But I think what will happen is we'll get a second, which is wherever they pick. We can trade both of our seconds at that point up back into the first round, and I would love to see Najee Harris on this team.
Oh. I would
to
love
me
that
would be great because I mean we're a run team first, right? Run first team. And like I said the other night, I think Mostert's probably got a couple more years, but I think that you need to start moving into the future. And that he has that Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley kind of ness to him. So when he did the Ayuk super jump, while he was returning was it the championship game or the game before last? I think that would be awesome, but I just don't see the team trading back into the first round. It's just one of my wishful thinking sort of situations.
You know, if they didn't spend so much capital for next year's, I think that we could have seen, if they would have stayed at 12, I could have seen them using 43 and the third round pick to move back into the first.
But if you look at the Jerry Jones math draft sheet, that's still not enough capital to get high enough. That's why I'm saying if Jimmy's gone, if we trade Jimmy, if that comes to fruition, then you have that opening of the cap space of $23 million. So what you do at that point is not as large of concern. So then you could package whatever you get for Jimmy plus the second rounder and move up into the first round. And, you know, they could have a different target in mind, but I personally would just like to see Najee Harris on this team.
Yeah, Najee would be nasty, though. I definitely would love Najee on this. But that would be interesting. It would be fun, too, to see Najee over here. As long as Mac Jones doesn't come with him.
Right. Yes.
Like 710 Perez says, Shanny was checking out Harris, not Mac.
I don't doubt that a bit.
I don't doubt it either.
No, there's something to be said that we've talked about, but I think that regardless of which quarterback they end up taking, obviously in the end, we're going to have some feelings about it that may not be positive, but in the end, we're going to support whoever that is. You know, as I said the other night, there's only two guys named Kyle and John who know what they're doing, and maybe the York family have a clue. But other than that, you know, nobody knows what's going to happen. And so we just kind of have to get behind whatever and, you know, not get nasty with each other about things, about who gets, you know, there's some people who back one quarterback, some people back another quarterback. And there is ways to look at all of these guys that make them a positive for this team, including Mac Jones. But I don't personally want him. He doesn't bring the wow factor for me. I don't really care for, you know, what he put out on the pro day. And I think that he is a product of his environment. So I don't think that that's the pick. I think there's a lot of talk about that because of the media situation. You know, if you go back and you look at what the draft board was before the offseason started and all the BS media people thinking that they're draft gurus started coming out, Jones was a second round pick, you know? So I honestly think it's going to be
they're definitely hyping him up. Definitely hyping him up.
Definitely going to be Fields for us.
Our guy Callie here says, Brian, check out Kenneth Gainwell, running back from Memphis. Dual threat, can run and catch. Our guy Sean is back again. Brian, I took a screenshot of your draft. I will have it printed to poster size and put it on my wall. Your best body of work to date. Just kidding. You did great, man. Nick said he wanted a Bama jersey to remember the national championship. LOL. Mac Jays.
Yep, Sean's always coming in with the jokes.
Sean, I got no response. May love, brother. May love. Joy says Stanford corner is underrated. Nahum Casaza. If a rookie leads this team, it better not be Mac Jones. Look, you know, if we were staying at 12, I'd still think 12 was a push for Mac Jones, like a reach. Giving up all the capital that we gave up and drafting Mac Jones at 3, which I doubt will even happen. You know, you go back and you look at this team and you think, you know, everybody's like, oh, you know, the Niners are taking Mac Jones and this and that and this and that. Media people, you know, one person takes it and then all the media runs with it. But when in the world has the 49ers organization, since John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan took over, had leaks?
Right.
Like, we didn't know that they were going to be trading for the number 3 pick. We didn't know DeForest Buckner was getting traded. We didn't know Joe Staley was retiring.
Right.
Like, these were reasons why we went and did things that we didn't know. We didn't know about the Jimmy Garoppolo trade until it was done.
Right. He was on a plane.
Yeah, until he was like late at night. Like, okay, it's done. We're putting this in. So once it hits the NFL and it's done, it's in. So, you know, I can't believe the rumors of the whole Mac Jones thing. I think it's really, you know, just because they were at his combine or pro day, I guess I should say. You go to all these pro days. They're doing, and they even said it like, oh, well, we figured we go here, and we're going to set up a private throwing for Justin Fields. They can do that. They have people guessing right now, and that's the thing. Everybody's thinking they want to think like Kyle Shanahan. Oh, he loves Kirk Cousins. Oh, he loves Matt Ryan. No, these are just the guys that he had.
But he's also made the statement that he wants to evolve and change in the way he's going. Well, evolving is not Mac Jones. Mac Jones, we already have that on the team, except for he's not healthy.
Yeah. I see this. West Coast 57275-257 says Adam Schefter saying is scary, though. And somebody mentioned this to me the other day. I believe it was on Facebook. It's like, well, if Adam Schefter's saying it, I got to believe it. Adam Schefter's just running with it. Like, you see every single person look, one person says something about it. That person believes that source, and they say something. And then the next person believes the person who believed that source, and they say something. So now that Adam Schefter's saying it, all you believe it because you usually believe his source.
Right. But he was making an opinion statement when he said that. He said, I believe this is what's going to happen. He didn't say I have sources like he normally, it wasn't like he was putting out an official statement like he knew something. He was just saying, in my opinion, based on what was going on right now, the 49ers are taking Mac Jones.
Yeah. Sean says, what if we moved all the way and he takes Trask? Mike would be happy.
Mike likes Jamie Newman. What are you talking about?
Well, he likes Kyle Trask too, but he does like Newman a lot.
I was a fan of his as well. I think that he would be great, but you better be spending a second or a third round on him, not number 3.
Yeah. Taryn Lewis says, $7 contribution. Appreciate you. He says, our wide receiver depth after Ayuk and Samuel are Craycraft, White, Sanu, Jennings, Benjamin, James, and an injured Hurd. Why not go wide receiver earlier?
Because honestly, I don't feel like that for me, it's not one of the primary needs. With that, I think that whether you use Sanu, in Benjamin, or we've seen what we can get from James. We don't know what Jennings is capable of. We've heard what we think that he can be capable of. And I think that if Hurd can be healthy, he's the number 3 receiver on this team.
Yeah. Beat Bob Jones says ownership giving Kyle the keys to the car. Tony Two-Tone says you either believe the media or you don't. Either way, you're wrong. Which is true, right?
It's true.
Niner Rich, the Mac Jones to San Francisco started with Chris Sims. Everyone just followed the crowd. And the only reason that it took off from that is because Chris Sims is good friends with Kyle Shanahan.
Absolutely.
That's the only reason that this whole thing took off. Chris Sims says, oh, well, I know Kyle Shanahan, and I know his system, and I know the way that he works, and, this is the kind of guy that he looks for. But you also don't understand that he's not going to tell you who he's drafting, first of all. Second of all, he's not going to tell you, he's already said that he wants to evolve. So, it'll be interesting to see.
My only concern is not so much what the media puts out, but what is with all the potential smoke? I mean, we already have a good idea that Lawrence is going to the Jags as best we can have, right? And Fields should be the pick for the Jets. Now that they've traded away Darnold, they have to draft a quarterback. So it has to be somebody, right? We think it's Wilson.
Yeah.
Of those 3 that are left, while I won't take anything away from the athleticism of Trey Lance, for me personally, it's his body of work as far as the competition he's had to face. And like when Breezy and I were talking the other night, he went to that school because other schools wanted him to transition positions. Well, that says a lot to me too, because why don't these bigger schools want him to play quarterback? You know what I'm saying?
So, man. I
think that Fields is best. Oh, go ahead.
Sad news, but DMX has passed away at the age of 50. So that is very sad, man. Grew up listening to his music. It's sad, man. We know that he was fighting.
He had the heart attack, and he hadn't. I read earlier that they had little brain activity, so I had a feeling it was coming.
He's been fighting drug abuse for years. Which is sad. Not to get too personal or anything, but I have a family member, a close family member, who is a drug abuser, and it's hard to get off. It's hard to get away from it. There's nothing you can do. But DMX has made some great music. So my thoughts and prayers are out with him, his family, Rough Riders, the whole crew. So, but we kind of knew this was coming. Where they say that he was in a vegetative state. But RIP to DMX, man. Where my dog's at. But that's sad news. But anyway, thoughts and prayers out to him, his family, the entire crew, Rough Riders, all them guys. Mad love to DMX. So rest in peace, my brother.
Oh yeah, and the Philip Adams thing too. He went and had that two kids and 3 adults, and then killed himself.
Yeah, and that was crazy news that came out today as well. Ex 49er, goes into a house, who lives next to his mother, who has treated him before for some odd reason. Don't know the whole story. Is still under investigation. But goes in, shoots the doctor, his wife, and 2 grandchildren of theirs, and then turns the gun to himself. So it's a crazy world out there, guys. It is a crazy world. You never know what people are going through. So be careful with what you say to people, and think twice before you open your mouth or judge somebody or do anything like that. So definitely scary world. So, but yeah, so let's just get some of these RIPs right here. Tony Two-Tone, wow, damn, RIP X. Michael Morales says, rest up, legend. RIP Rough Riders from Shu Lu. RIP DMX. DJ Malone. TMO, drugs suck. I totally agree. And Tim Duncan says it here perfectly. None of us are promised another day. So
absolutely,
love your, hug and kiss your loved ones. Don't live in a grudge, man. Don't live in a grudge. That's the first thing I can say.
If you're ever finding yourself in that low, make sure you phone a friend, because I know I can speak for myself personally that I'd rather get that phone call at 3:30 in the morning that you need a ride from somewhere or you need help with something, versus the other phone call that I have to go, arrange or attend a funeral, especially for people. I mean, for anybody, but definitely for people that are close to me.
Oh, King Aladdin says, I'm currently in the hospital with COVID.
Oh, no.
Much prayers to you, bro. You're strong. Pull through this. We're thinking about you. King Aladdin, my prayers and thoughts are with you, buddy. Everybody else in here, show that, prayers and love to King Aladdin also. Let's see. Much love, faithful, peace. Look, Brian, overall, man, it was a good draft tonight. For all 32 and just the Niners, right? So we're working on this month bringing in different people to bring up their draft, do their drafts for the Niners, 7-round mocks. So if you guys are interested in doing that, hit me up. I put out a tweet as well. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is nothing but Niners. Twitter is nothing but 9ERS. Or you can hit me up at 49er Faithful 365 as well, so I can set up those times. I know Dion wants to get on. A couple other people that I have to touch base with to come on, but we'll set up those times and dates. Come on, do a quick hour show, do your drafts, and see what you guys are thinking. And I like doing these drafts because I get to see what more people are thinking. And then a guy that I haven't noticed, somebody else may notice, and I go and watch them, and it gives me some of the, things on it as well. So, Taryn Lewis says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. Being alive today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. 100%. 100% there. Brian, your last and final thoughts on your draft tonight, man.
No, I mean, it was fun. Like I said, there were some things I reached for. There was a couple guys there that I wanted to get that weren't there. We got, 3 weeks. What's today? The 8th. So 21 days till the draft, 3 weeks. Yeah. And that's all, all we've got until we know what's going on or what's going to happen, or at least start to see the picture come together. I want to reiterate the same thing that you said earlier. Mike has access to the platform. He can come back anytime you want. Sometimes you just got to step away and get your head together and find out what really motivates you. Hopefully we see him. But we don't have any more answers than that as far as Mike's concerned.
Yeah. And, speaking of Mike and things like that, but, you said something in there in the draft. You said, I may have reached a little bit, but, Mike used to say to me too, why is it considered a reach? If it's a guy that you want and he's there, go get him.
Right.
So people may say, we may go and draft an offensive tackle that we could have gotten a third round. But you don't want to take those chances. If he's there and that's the guy you want,
right,
then pull the trigger. And
we know that the 49ers are not afraid to do that because they could have – Beathard is a perfect example of just that. Like, Kyle wanted the kid, but John wanted to make sure he got that kid got Beathard for Kyle. Even though he could have, got him later, he went ahead and traded draft capital to go up and get the guy that Kyle wanted to get.
Yep.
And so we know that they will do that, and that's awesome to see that they're willing to move around back and forth.
Yeah. So hopefully, Mike. Somebody said Mike clicked on the link for this notice for the show. Tim Duncan says it. I don't know. I don't know if they have service in Tahiti or the Bermuda Triangle or wherever he's at because I haven't heard from him. So either way, if he comes back, I'm glad he comes back. That's my partner, and that's my crime. That's my crime guy. But mad love with Mike still always. And but yeah, I'm not going to keep answering questions about Mike. Same as he did with me. If you want to know, reach out to him. What's going on? So all right. So you gave your final thoughts. We've been going just about a little over an hour now. I can't wait to see what other people do.
Me too. I wanted to get mine out of the way so I can kind of see what everybody else does, and then I can reevaluate.
yeah, and that's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. And this month I start digging into film. I start watching more and more on guys, and get my interesting takes on it. And we'll get Breezy on, we'll get Tony on to do theirs as well. And I'll reach out to a couple other guys to get them, and trying to set up a couple guests as well, see if they want to come on. But that's pretty much all I got, man. It was interesting. I liked it. I will give you a B+. I think it was good. But Mike is hanging out with the leaf blower guy. That's perfect. That's perfect. That is perfect. So, but yeah, man, I don't really have any other final thoughts. I mean, RIP to DMX, my thoughts and prayers to the family with the shooting today. And like a lot of people are saying, man, it's Sean, stop. Stop. Appreciate it.
Put Sean in timeout. No more.
Yeah, Sean, you're giving a $2 donation, and I'm sending you to timeout. So, but yeah, man, thoughts and prayers out to the families with the tragedy today. RIP to DMX, and much love to you, Brian, for coming on. As always, man, appreciate everything you do for this. Nothing but Niners, and to the fans and the faithful. We appreciate you guys, man. Hit that like and subscribe button if this is your first time here. Make sure you guys hit that bell for notifications so that you know when we do these impromptu shows, when you don't, like if we bring you a show on a Wednesday, we don't normally do, or a breaking news. And if you hit that like button, it throws us into other people's feeds to get us more. We will be doing an 11K giveaway, so we appreciate you guys for getting us to 11K. Never in my greatest thoughts would I have thought we reached this. When we hit 3,000, when we hit 1,000, I was super stoked. And then, we hit 5,000, and we hit 8,000, and then we hit 10,000, and now we're over a little over 11,000. So we appreciate you guys, man. Mad love to all you guys. The faithful are great. And yeah, Taryn Lewis says, I'm going to listen to DMX all day tomorrow. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. So, but yeah, that's it, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell for your notifications. Check us out, and make sure you follow and like and subscribe so that you can get in on this 11K giveaway. It's not going to be just people that were subscribed before. So much love to you guys. Brian, anything else?
We're active on Twitter, so get on there. And, if you got ideas or something you want to spin for the show, or you want to be a guest or something, then hit us up, let us know, give us a point of contacts or a way to get a hold of you so we can get you there when we start doing these other fan shows and mock drafts and stuff like that.
Carlos Martin says, months ago, Nick was the one missing. It'll be all right, guys. 100%. The show will continue to go on.
I was missing for the first 3 years. Come on now.
Right. Brian was missing for the first 3 years. So everything will be all right.
It will.
So, all right, guys, prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful.
We had it here. Peace.